Hello, and welcome to part 2 on this evening's program. Once again, I'm your host, David Atkins, and this is Eye on the Issues. Our second guest this evening is renowned attorney, radio host, and women's rights champion, Gloria Allred. Ms. Allred is an attorney and a partner in the Los Angeles law firm of Allred, Morocco, and Goldberg. She's been practicing law for approximately 33 years. Her law firm represents plaintiffs in cases involving employment discrimination, including sex, race, age, physical handicap, sexual orientation, AIDS, sexual harassment, and wrongful termination. They're also well known for their work on behalf of victims in civil rights, rape, child sexual abuse, and murder cases. She's won countless honors for her pioneering legal work on behalf of women's rights and rights for minorities, including the President's Volunteer Action Award for Outstanding Volunteerism, presented to her by President Ronald Reagan at the White House. An active feminist, Ms. Allred founded and is currently serving as president of the Women's Equal Rights Legal Defense and Education Fund. Ms. Allred was also a host on KABC Talk Radio for 14 years. She was selected by USA Today as one of the 25 most important radio talk hosts in America. She was also nominated for an Emmy 3 times for her television commentaries on KABC TV. Ms. Allred was named a 2004, 2007, and 2009 Southern California Super Lawyer by Law and Media and LA Times Magazine. Time magazine called her one of the nation's most effective advocates of family rights and feminist causes, and the National Law Journal selected her in 1998 as one of the most influential women lawyers in America. She's also the author of Fight Back and Win, My 30-Year Fight Against Injustice and How You Can Win Your Own Battles. Ms. Allred was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and earned her BA with honors in English from the University of Pennsylvania. She earned the MA from New York University and her JD cum laude from Loyola University School of Law in Los Angeles. She has 2 grandchildren, Sarah and Sam, and her daughter, Lisa Bloom, is a CBS News legal analyst, appearing frequently on The Early Show, and CNN legal analyst appearing daily on CNN and HLN primetime shows. Ms. Allred, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, David.
All right, so you have such passion. You've been driving at this. You work, 14, 16 hours a day. Where does this passion come from, and when did you decide that this is what you were going to do with your life?
Well, after law school, I realized that I had a duty to help others and to pass it on, because as a lawyer, I'm relatively privileged.
Right.
And I feel that I have the ability to help others. I have the desire to help others.
Right.
And frankly, it's the only moral choice I can make.
But so many people come out of law school and they want to help society, but they go into a law firm and they end up getting sucked into corporate law or these other things, or they don't do what you did. You've done something extraordinary. What made the difference for you? Because
I realized that women are still second-class citizens in the United States.
Right.
That we are far from the goal of being equal under the law. And also there are certain minorities, racial minorities, gay people, lesbian people, transgender, who also suffer from a denial of their equal rights under the law. And I do feel a passion and a driving commitment to help them to come into equal partnership in each and every aspect of American life. And that's what I've been doing for 33 years, and we have 10 lawyers in our law firm. And we all have that same commitment to fighting the good fight and winning justice for those who have been the victims of injustice.
Right. And was this something you started out doing immediately, or did you sort of grow into this across your career?
Well, in the beginning, I felt that I should take a few cases, and I never realized that the depth of the discrimination against women and minorities. I never realized that there was so much sexual harassment, so much discrimination in terms of pay, that women often had the title but not the pay.
Right.
And they really needed to have justice. And so the only way to win justice is to fight for it. And that's what we decided that we would do. And that's what we have done for all of these years. And we have fought against the rich and the powerful and the famous, large corporations, small businesses, government, wrongdoers of all types, batterers, abusers, killers, sexual harassers. And it's been a David and Goliath, or a Davida and Goliath kind of battle. But we love the battle, and we like winning for our clients. And we think that our clients are the real heroes in all of this, because they have the courage to stand up and, as my book says, to fight back and win.
Right.
And I talk about many of their battles in my book because I want people to be inspired and know which battles they should fight, how to fight them, and how to stand up and win.
Is there anything that still shocks you when you come across a case or a circumstance? I mean, you've seen it all, basically.
I have. I've seen it all, but there are just about 1,000 different ways to hurt people, maybe more. And there's always a new variation of how that is done. But the point is we look to the ways that we can empower our clients. And we look to the current laws that we have, and we look for the protection under the current laws, and then we use those laws to vindicate the rights of our clients.
Right.
And some cases will go all the way to the Supreme Court. Others will be settled very confidentially in the beginning without even a lawsuit ever being filed.
Right.
And some in between. But we need to judge the evidence, we need to judge the timeliness of the case, the probability of success, the expertise that we can bring to it, the resources of the client. Then we make a judgment, and we help as many people as we can. Obviously, we can't help everyone, but we do try to help as many as we can.
Now, over the course of 33 years of law practice, you've seen these issues from a social perspective, from a legislative perspective, from a cultural perspective. In what ways have we made the most progress since you started your career, and in what ways are we still the furthest behind?
Well, David, it's always 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards.
Right.
And I might add that no one has ever given us our rights.
Right.
We've always had to fight to win them.
Yep.
I mean, for women, we fought from 1848 to 1920 just to win the right to vote for women in the country. And now, for example, we have been working since 1923 to win the passage of the Equal Rights Amendment to the United States Constitution. We still do not enjoy the benefit and the protection of the Equal Rights Amendment. So it's always a struggle.
Right.
And we just need to keep advancing forward. Use the laws that are there for our protection, and then work to win new laws that will plug up the gaps and the holes so that we have new rights. In other words, new tools, new weapons in order to protect our clients.
Right. Now, you've had numerous very, very high-profile cases, and of course, thousands more lower-profile cases. Which were the cases that you felt did the most good societally?
Well, that's really hard to say because I always say my most important case is my last case, my present case, and my next case.
Right.
But we have had some cases, for example, the one we went to the Supreme Court of California twice and argued the case for equal right to marry for gay and lesbian couples, for same-gender couples. The first time we won, and we won that the California Constitution does, in its Equal Protection Clause, guarantee that equal right to marry for same-gender couples. The second time after Prop 8 was passed, then we fought again on behalf of our clients, same-gender couples, went back all the way to the California Supreme Court again, and there it was kind of a mixed result. Whereas we won the right to uphold the marriages for the same-gender couples who had married after the first Supreme Court decision and before the Supreme Court ruled again on Prop 8, but unfortunately Prop 8 was upheld. So, that's a battle, though. It's a righteous cause. We are on the right side of history, and we are very vigorous and have a long history, 33 years just about, fighting many, many cases on behalf of persons who are gay, who are lesbian, who are transgender, for their equal right to participate in our country. And so those have been important cases. We have filed cases in behalf of a woman's right to choose, abortion. We've had important rape cases. We've had cases involving privacy issues. We had one of the first cases against priest sexual abuse on behalf of our client, who was sexually abused by 7 Catholic priests and had a baby by one of them. And that was in the 1980s, and that kind of broke open the whole issue of priest sexual abuse. We fought that case for 23 years and finally won a settlement for our client. And so we've had many, many cases.
Now, some cases are, even though they're lower profile, are important because they set precedent. Some cases, when they're high profile, may not be interesting from a legal point of view specifically, but are important because they serve to educate people about a topic. Over the course of time, which do you think is more important, and which are the cases that had the most impact, do you think, on society and on the law?